Războiul undelor by Liviu Rebreanu is a Romanian novel set during World War I that explores a hidden kind of war. Instead of showing soldiers on the battlefield, the book focuses on people fighting with radio communication and intelligence. It tells the story of Andrei Dima, a radio engineer working secretly to protect Romania. The novel highlights themes of patriotism, duty, psychological stress, and quiet heroism. It shows how invisible battles, decisions made in silence, and unseen sacrifices can shape the outcome of a war.
Războiul undelor is a novel that presents a unique perspective on war, shifting attention from the front lines to the invisible and intellectual battlefield of radio communications. Set during World War I, the story emphasizes how technology and information become essential instruments of warfare. The protagonist, Andrei Dima, is a skilled Romanian radio engineer tasked with the critical mission of detecting and countering enemy radio transmissions. Unlike soldiers who confront visible enemies, Andrei fights a silent war, where every signal can decide the fate of armies and nations. From the beginning, Rebreanu builds an atmosphere of tension and uncertainty. The emerging field of radio communication represents both a powerful tool and a dangerous vulnerability. Military operations are jeopardized when orders are intercepted and messages are lost. The enemy's ability to manipulate information threatens Romania's military effectiveness. The army realizes that only specialists like Andrei, who understand the complexity of radio technology, can protect the nation from unseen disasters. Andrei Dima is portrayed as disciplined, intelligent, and deeply patriotic. His sense of duty drives him to accept tasks that are not only difficult, but also lonely and stressful. He works in isolation, often under extreme pressure, because any lapse in concentration could have catastrophic consequences. The novel emphasizes the psychological cost of such work, showing that modern warfare can be as mentally exhausting and dangerous as physical combat. Sleep becomes irregular, anxiety grows, and the burden of responsibility weighs heavily on his mind. Rebreanu also explores the theme of trust and betrayal. In the world of espionage and radio warfare, enemies may be closer than they appear. Colleagues and acquaintances cannot always be trusted, and even the smallest mistake could lead to disaster. This environment of uncertainty creates a pervasive sense of paranoia. Andrei must navigate a landscape where silence is as important as communication, and where revealing too much can be fatal. The novel captures the tension of a war fought not with weapons, but with intellect, observation, and quick thinking. The war of the waves intensifies as Andrei detects increasingly sophisticated enemy signals. Each intercepted message carries critical information that could influence military outcomes. Rebreanu's narrative focuses not on physical action, but on anticipation, analysis, and decision-making under pressure. The suspense comes from the mental struggle, the constant threat of discovery, and the high stakes of every operation. Radio waves become symbolic weapons, capable of achieving victory or destruction without a single bullet fired. As the story progresses, Andrei faces several critical challenges. He must analyze complex signals, identify patterns, and predict enemy intentions. Each success and failure carries significant consequences. The novel portrays the painstaking attention and intelligence required in such work, highlighting the mental strain involved in long periods of focus. Andrei's commitment to his duty remains unwavering, even as fear and isolation threaten to overwhelm him. Rebreanu emphasizes that heroism is not always visible. Andrei's actions, though crucial, are performed in secrecy. He does not receive recognition or praise. His victories are measured only by the protection of lives and the success of missions. The novel portrays the anonymous and silent nature of certain forms of courage, suggesting that some of the most important contributions in war go unnoticed. This theme of unseen sacrifice resonates throughout the story, reinforcing the psychological and moral dimensions of warfare. The climax of the novel occurs as the enemy's radio operations become more complex, and the pressure on Andrei reaches its peak. Decisions must be made quickly, and any mistake could jeopardize the lives of countless soldiers. The tension in these moments illustrates the extreme mental and emotional demands placed on individuals responsible for critical intelligence operations. Andrei's resilience and strategic thinking demonstrate that intellectual skill and calm decision-making are as vital to the outcome of war as physical strength and bravery. The ending of Războiul undelor does not offer traditional triumph or celebration. There are no parades or medals to honor the efforts of the protagonist. Instead, Rebreanu highlights the quiet satisfaction of duty fulfilled and lives protected. Andrei Dima's story is a tribute to those whose contributions remain hidden but are essential to the larger cause. The novel reminds readers that victory often depends on unseen labor, careful planning, and personal sacrifice. In addition to its focus on warfare, the novel explores broader human themes. It examines the psychological burden of responsibility, the moral implications of secrecy, and the tension between personal safety and duty. Andrei's experience illustrates the isolation inherent in critical intelligence work and the way in which unseen pressures can shape character. Rebreanu's portrayal of the mental and emotional effects of silent battles provides insight into the hidden costs of war and the nature of courage in extreme circumstances. Războiul undelor is significant not only for its historical context, but also for its relevance today. It anticipates the growing role of technology and information in modern conflicts, foreshadowing the importance of cyber warfare, intelligence operations, and technological strategy in contemporary military and security operations. The novel demonstrates that knowledge, skill, and discretion can have a decisive impact, and that heroism often exists beyond public recognition. In conclusion, Războiul undelor by Liviu Rebreanu is a story of invisible battles, psychological tension, and silent heroism. Through Andrei Dima, the novel shows how knowledge, technology, and careful decision-making can determine the course of history. It highlights the mental and emotional toll of such work, the dangers of betrayal and secrecy, and the unrecognized sacrifices of those who fight in silence. The book's themes of duty, responsibility, patriotism, and unseen courage make it a timeless exploration of the human dimension of modern warfare, demonstrating that the most decisive battles are not always fought with weapons, but with intelligence, vigilance, and perseverance.